Well, good afternoon, guys. We are here in Angeles City at Pinky's Prime Meat and Deli, right off of MacArthur. And sitting with me today is Lucas Musser. You all know him. We're going to do a simple, brief little interview and see if we can wrangle some good stuff out of Lucas today. See what's on his mind. Hi, Lucas.
Hello.
So, by way of a quick introduction, I think most viewers are familiar with Lucas Musser and his channel, his YouTube channel. He traveled to the Philippines several years ago, and I'll let him explain what led up to that and what his life is like now. What brought you to the Philippines?
My wife, actually. After I had met her and we'd gotten serious and all of that, I looked into American immigration for her to come to America.
You met her online?
Yeah,
Okay.
I met her on Facebook, and we talked for like a month or so before we had decided to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And then from that point on, things just progressed naturally. We used Skype for video calls and things like that, Yahoo Messenger, the Facebook.
And I'm guessing you'd never been to the Philippines before?
No.
Had you been to Southeast Asia?
I'd never been to Southeast Asia before. I'd been to Canada and Mexico. That's
Okay.
as far as I went.
Okay.
And yeah, Canada was out in the woods on accident.
All right. So this was going to be something really different.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I met her on Facebook and we just talked and chatted and everything for, well, it ended up being a year. But as things progressed, we decided that, we wanted to get married and all that, and American immigration was the first thing, but then it turned out to not be an option really, because it was just a lot of paperwork, a lot of expense that I didn't have, and yeah, and there was still, there's no guarantee that just because you cross all your T's and dot all your I's and pay all the fines and the fees that you even get a yes.
So then you came to the momentous decision that you were going to have to go to the Philippines.
Right. And so I asked her, I said, find out what immigration into the Philippines is like. And her response was, how would I know? I live here.
Naturally.
I'm from here.
But that would be the case for us too, right?
Yeah.
The reverse situation's the same.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about American immigration until I called them up and started asking questions.
Right.
And if you've ever tried to make a phone call to any government office in the Philippines, good luck. Good luck. So, yeah, after that decision was made, I started working a bunch of temp jobs. At first, I was living in Great Falls, Montana, and I was working temp jobs there through a temp agency, which was mostly Walmart.
Oh.
And doing night stocking and unloading trucks, things like that. And the temp jobs wore out. There was no more. Walmart had finally hired the people that they wanted to hire, and then there was no more temp work from them. And then I got another temp job working for a guy who was, he furnished offices.
Oh.
And we put together an office on Maelstrom Air Force Base. And then there was no more work again. And he said he didn't know when there would be work again. And so I started trying to find where I could find more work.
Bagels? I do not have. Thank you.
And then
So you're building up this nest egg
to get here, yeah.
to get here and live here. So did you eventually buy just a one-way ticket?
No, I had to get a round trip ticket like anyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Until you have a resident visa or you are traveling with your Filipino wife,
you need that point
ongoing,
beyond or return trip or something.
Yeah, you need that. And so,
but in fact, when you got here finally, did you go back, or did you just get here and stay?
I just got here and stayed.
Okay.
I've never been back to the U.S. since. I left May 5th, 2012,
And you've been here ever since?
and I've been here ever since.
So this year, we're going on 7 years
Yeah.
living in the Philippines.
Yeah, I left the country one time for 3 days to redo my tourist visa thing because I had attempted to get my resident visa once, and they had told me some nonsense that wasn't even on their website.
Huh.
And you need your police report from your country of origin. And I'm like, what, like FBI or police? And they're like, from your country of origin. I was like, you can't be more specific? No. And then you need some other bullshit about some money or something. And I was like, huh? And so I said, oh, fuck.
So this is the early days of trying to extend
Yeah.
that tourist visa.
And then,
By the way, do you remember what airline you flew 7 years ago?
it was, what was it? Singapore Air.
Singapore. Oh, not well. You came in style.
Yeah, that airline's awesome. I wasn't even riding first class, but it sure felt like it.
Yeah. So you would have. What was your route? Do you recall?
Yeah, I went from LAX because I ended up in Los Angeles. Los Angeles to Narita in Japan, and then I had to get a visa in Japan to take the bus to Haneda Airport. And then I sat at Haneda Airport for like 5 hours just walking around in the middle of the night, so there was like nobody there. And then from Haneda, I went to Singapore. Then I was in Singapore Airport for like 8 hours, just wandering around. And then from Singapore to Manila.
Okay. My first trip was on United via Guam, Honolulu to Guam, and then Guam to Manila. So now you flew from LA to Narita, got your transit visa or tour, whatever, probably a 24-hour kind of visa.
Yeah, it was like $14.
Something like that, and then hopped over to Haneda, and then down. Haneda, then down to Singapore, and then up to Manila. That was kind of a journey.
Yeah, cheaptickets.com will do that, but cheap ticket.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to spend a bunch of money on my airplane.
Yeah. No, I started with that United flight myself, and then decided I wanted to go nonstop, no matter the cost. So then naturally I ended up on Philippine Airlines for several flights. And sometimes I had a good rate, but a lot of times I was paying through the nose. And finally, these last couple trips, I thought, it's too expensive. So I started shopping around. And that's why I'm doing the same thing now. So my last couple trips were on China Eastern via Shanghai. So Honolulu to Shanghai, that's like 11, 12 hours or something like that.
Jump over the Philippines to turn around and come back.
Yeah. And then down to Manila. But it's worth it because, I mean, airfare-wise. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're here. What happens next?
Well, in my quest to get here, after I left Great Falls, I went to this little hole-in-the-wall place in Idaho where my one cousin lived. But he told me there was jobs there, and after like 2 months of trying and realizing that was not the case, then I had to find somewhere else to go. And then my other cousin, who lives actually still in Tooele, Utah, which is just outside of Salt Lake City, she told me I could come stay there. And there, I first started working at some Mexican restaurant. It was not a real Mexican restaurant, like Tex-Mex. But the manager there, she was a bitch, straight up. Like, they trained me at a different location, and when the guys there asked me where I was from, I told them San Diego, because I figured they were asking where are you from, like, you know.
Right.
And turns out that restaurant headquarters is in San Diego, so they thought I was like management. And I'm a new employee there to train, and I was like,
I mean, they thought you were like a spy or something, or
something like that.
corporate spy, or
And then the
or CEO undercover or something like that, or
yeah, and like so the guy that was training me, because I was a caller, you know, the customer comes and tells you what they want. I'm the first person they're talking to, so I'd call out their order. In this particular place, when you call out nachos, you say, nachos, and then I'll go, nacho, man.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not even kidding.
This was the script.
Yeah. But the guy who trained me was actually like the regional manager or
Yeah.
something like that and he told me to say to yell out nachos cavachos, cowboy nachos, right? And the lady that I went and worked at in Tooele, when I got there and started doing that, she got pissed off. And I was like, why are you mad at me? That's what they trained me to do. You're not supposed
We
to
don't
say
got to show you no stinking nachos. No, sorry. So how long did this gig last?
that lasted about a month on that restaurant. Because the last thing that really irked the hell out of me was she kept accusing me of stealing a glass of horchata.
What's that?
That's like a Mexican rice drink, like rice milk kind of. And I didn't, obviously, because we're allowed to have soda, but not horchata or the other tamarind drink for free. You can't have that for free. Soda's free. And this place is covered with CCTV. So I told her, I said, oh, you think so, huh? Show me the CCTV. Well, I don't have to show you anything. I seen it. And then she proceeded to keep calling me a thief at the company meetings, at the crew meetings. So when her boss came, I went and told him that what she had been doing, and I said, "Look, if you can find it on the CCTV, I'll pay for it, and you can fire me." And he said, "Well, I'll talk to her." He talked to her, and then she comes at me after he left. Why'd you have to go over my head? And I said, why'd you have to call me a thief? And she didn't say anything. And then she sent me in the back, washing dishes with the guy that I was supposed to replace, who was a Mexican Spanish speaker only, which the place was full of, and they thought it was hilarious that she didn't understand Spanish. And yeah, I told him, I said, she hired me to fire you, you know that, right? And he was like, oh. And yeah, so shortly after that, I quit there, and then I got another temp job driving a forklift in a warehouse, and that lasted until that was gone. I didn't have glasses, so I wasn't exactly fast because I couldn't see the sign at the